Welcome to the spa town of Buxton, the highest market town in England and located on the Derbyshire hills on the fringe of the Peak District. Buxton is probably most famous for its healing spa waters. People have travelled here for thousands of years. Buxton is also known for its Georgian and Victorian architecture. In the 18th century, the 5th Duke of Devonshire attempted to create a spa town to rival that of Bath. So let's take a walk around this historic spa town, see if it's worth a visit. And this is what's known as the Crescent, which was built by the 5th Duke of Devonshire in the 1780s, providing accommodation for visitors attracted to the town by the health-giving spa. This was designed to rival the Royal Crescent at Bath, and it had 2 hotels, apartments, shops, coffee and card rooms. It's a Grade 1 listed building, and it was restored in 2020 as an 80-bedroom 5-star hotel and spa. And this is the pump room that was built in 1894 as an addition to the water treatments. It was in use until 1981, and now it's the visitor centre. And just to the right is St Anne's Well, where we should be able to taste some of that famous Buxton water. This used to be the old hot baths, the Buxton baths, in 1854, but now it's arcade. You can see all the old decoration on the walls. This would have been there back when this was the old hot baths. Well, I've just walked down Spring Gardens, which is one of the main shopping streets in Buxton. This is the oldest building on this street. To be honest, it's pretty much filled of charity shops and vape shops and mobile phone shops. There's not a great deal of interesting things on here to look at. But I do believe that further down there's a traditional sweet shop. And here it is, Mr. Sim's old sweet shop. Let's go and have a look, see what they've got. Maybe we might get some sweethearts for a decent price. Now, I saw these in London and they were £5. They're only £2.99 here. I've got to do it, haven't I? Well, I'm very happy with Mr. Sim's because not only have I got my sweethearts, which I've been looking for ages, but I just didn't want to pay £5 for them. I also got some of these. Now, these are kind of just like blowing up all over social media. They're the black sour sweets, and apparently these are the most sour sweets that you can buy. So let's see if all these people on social media, he did say that some of the reactions were a little bit exaggerated. I do like my sour sweets, so let's give it a go. Black sour. Okay. They are really, really sour. You couldn't exactly say they were nice. He did say once you get past the sourness that they were actually quite nice. They're just like lemon sweets. And it's already nowhere near as sour as what it was, so it's just that initial kind of 10-second rush. Yeah, they are sour for about 10 seconds. There's a few market stalls on the spring gardens. Everything's just so bloody expensive. One onion bhaji, £4. Bloody hell. Right, heading up the slopes now. These were created in 1818, and the paths through the trees over here form a circle with the Crescent that we looked at the start of this vlog. Let's go and take a look. So I guess it's these here. Comes up and goes around and then goes down the other side. Here we have the Buxton climatological station, and this is one of the oldest weather stations in the UK, and it's still active. They record readings from there every day, and some of the historical records are used to see changes in climate over the years. According to the sign outside, this is the Buxton Town Hall, but it doesn't look anything like the town hall that's on Google Maps. That one has a clock and it's completely different, so this is a bit strange. It appears that I was looking at the back side of Buxton Town Hall. We've now climbed the slopes, so we're in the higher part of Buxton, and this is what I was looking for. The higher part of Buxton is actually the oldest part of the town. This was here long before the Crescent was built, and this is the Saturday market. Now I was kind of expecting it to be a bit bigger than this, to be honest, but this is the highest market in England. See what we have. Smoked cheese.
Well, do you know what? I haven't even worked out how many people I've got for Christmas yet.
Looks like this might be a good place to come for a night out. There's lots of bars around here, and then we have your kebab shops. Pizza, kebab. It's what you need after a night on the beer. Here we are then, Scrivener's Books and Bookbinding. 5 floors of books.
And that inevitably leads to it becoming darker then. Okay, well that's just a look.
What a great place. I'm not sure how long that's been there, but I'm presuming it's been there for years. There was some art inside of people's paintings of that building that looks like it was from years and years and years ago, so it's really nice to see places like that still survive. There are 2 things on the edge of Buxton that I really wanted to go and have a look at. Well, unfortunately, the last bus back to Sheffield is at 4 o'clock, so it doesn't really leave me with much time. The first bus from Sheffield to Buxton gets here at 11, so I've got 5 hours. And to get to the nearest one, it's an hour round trip, half hour there, half hour back. I was hoping I could do that and then get to the second destination, but from there it's like a 2-hour walk, so that's not going to happen. It's taking me away from the centre. We're just in residential now. It looks like the people who live here got a bit of cash. It's all very nice. Well, this is an absolute nightmare. Google Maps has took me through a bloody bog and I've just seen a guy, he's telling me to head off up there, and this guy said you don't want to go that way, it's seriously muddy as hell. And yeah, this is what I've just had to walk through, and apparently I could have just stayed on London Road, which was the main road, and just walked up that way. So cheers for that, Google Maps. Well, it's just getting worse, this little trek. It's supposed to only take me 27 minutes, and now I'm having to go back the way I came. So I've got to go through all this boggy shit again, because the guy that I asked him for the wrong place. I asked him for Harper's Hill, which is the second place I was going to go to, and that's way over there. The thing I'm trying to get to is Solomon's Temple, which is basically just up here, but it's just so muddy, and he says there is a better path, but I have to go all the way back to where I started. Well, this is proving to be an absolute bloody nightmare. I've just had to climb a hill which was just muddy and slippy. I'm going to have to go back down that way, so that's going to be interesting. My shoes are muddy as hell, but apparently I'm on the right path. I've just seen a group of women who said that if I take this path it will lead me up to Solomon's Tower, so hopefully it's worth it. Well, just coming out of the woods now. I'm hoping that once I get to the top of this I can at least see the thing, and I hope it's not too far away. It's there. Bloody hell, still miles away. Christ. Well, we've made it. It's very windy, so you probably can't hear me. I'm trying to speak into the GoPro. But yeah, this was built in 1896 to replace an existing structure. It was built by a local farmer, and when they were digging, they found the remains of a Bronze Age burial ground. And apparently this offers great views, and we might even be able to see Mam Tor from here. It's probably a bit too foggy, not that I'd recognise it anyway. We can't go up. This is the view over Buxton. You can see the dome in the middle, which I've not actually been to yet. I need to get a move on if I want to get it all in one day. And this is what I've got to walk back down. Now, oh, bloody hell. I might as well accept that I am going to fall down here, because it's just muddy, slippy, leaves everywhere. Maybe if I walk through the middle here, that might be better. But I'm not keeping my hopes up. I actually managed to get down the hill without slipping. So all I've got to do now is get off this field, go back along the muddy public footpath, and then I'm back on the road. The exit has brought me here, which is right at the start of that big horrible long footpath, which then turned into a muddy field, which I didn't need to do. I could have just turned up here. Well done, Google Maps. As I've just come out, there were 3 people heading in, asking if there's a viewpoint nearby, and I'm speaking to them like I'm a veteran, like I've been up there about 1,000 times. I could have done with me when I went up. Saved me walking through that bloody field. This is something called the Green Man Gallery. The building's called Hardwick Hall. And yeah, this apparently has a Victorian sprung dance floor built in 1896. I don't even know what that is. And now it has exhibitions, workshops, art and live music. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting just a little small gallery, but it's pretty big, and there's a second floor as well. It's a huge building, and on the second floor you have all the individual units of local artists. Lots of interesting things tucked away on the back streets of Buxton. It's very arty. There's lots of like local artists and galleries and workshops and things like that. So yeah, it's getting a thumbs up from me so far, old Buxton. So we're back at the slopes, We've done a full circle in the upper Buxton area. This is Holbank, a line of terraced houses dating from 1790. And now we're going to head down towards where the Crescent is, but we're going to go around the back and see what's around there. This is Broad Walk, a row of terraced houses which overlook the Pavilion Gardens, where we're heading to next. These were built between 1860 and 1880. Here we are then, in the Pavilion Gardens. These are all coming to see if I'm going to give them some food. They're going to be very disappointed. So this is the Octagon, designed by Robert Duke. It was opened in 1876 and it's been recently restored. And apparently there's an event today, Saturday Bazaar, so that's good timing. Right, maybe we might get some free snacks in here. Pretty cool in here. We have lots and lots of local produce, local beers, local cheeses, local coffee even. Local gyms, local artists. It's actually pretty good. I was expecting it to be a bit cheap and tacky in here, but it's not. I've had to miss quite a lot of the Pavilion Gardens. There's a fountain down there and some lovely landscape gardening, but I'm running out of time. And there's still quite a few famous buildings of Buxton to go and look at. I think they're all around this area, so I should be okay. What's this here? Oh wow, look at this. This is the Opera House. That's amazing. How beautiful is that? Now this was built in 1903 but then restored in 1979, and it still has music, drama, comedy and dance throughout the year. Shalimar are playing there soon on the Friends 40th anniversary tour. What a beauty. Maybe we can have a look at least at the entrance to the Opera House. Dawn French is cancelled. Wow, look at this. Well, just next to the Opera House is the Pavilion Gardens. I nearly walked past this. I wasn't sure whether you had to pay, but it's free. We've got some live music. Just opposite the Opera House we have an original Penfold Victorian postbox. It's been here since 1867 and there's only a few of these still in use. Just behind the Opera House we have the St John's Church, which was built in 1811 and it's still a church, but it's also the home to the Buxton Musical Society. Unfortunately I can't hear any music. I was hoping that maybe they might be rehearsing or something. This is the Devonshire Dome, which was built in 1882 for the Royal Devonshire Hospital. The original building was actually used to house horses and servants of the guests of the Crescent hotels. And then the owner was persuaded to let it become a hospital, and now it's part of Buxton and Leek College. Apparently you can go in if there's not a private event, so hopefully there's nothing happening and we can go and take a look inside. Around this side not only do you have the dome, but you have a huge clock tower as well. So I hope we can go in and at least take a look from the outside. This is it from the main entrance. You can see the huge dome behind the clock tower, and then two smaller domes on either side. It's quite the building. The doors are open, so who knows? Just keep walking until someone tells me to bugger off. It does look like they're setting up for some kind of event. Right, I want to take a look. Wow. Incredible. This was the biggest unsupported dome in the whole of Europe for a while. Timed that well? What does that mean? 2:45. Our next stop on our tour of Buxton is the Palace Hotel, which was built in 1868, and it was one of many hotels that were built to house the many visitors that would come for the spa treatments. And this is quite the imposing building. Obviously, I'm not staying here. I would imagine it's probably a little bit out of my budget, but we can at least go in and have a look at the reception if we can get in.
You okay?
Not really.
Do you want me to go in with you?
No.
I'm just going to keep going until I get kicked out. And apparently, according to signs, there's a Christmas market in here, which is good for me because it means I can walk around without getting kicked out. Oh, I can smell the spiced rum that we've got here, Buxton Brewery. £4 a can now. I'm not sure if they'd have let me in here if this Christmas market had not been on, so that's a stroke of luck. Oh, check this out. It's the Buxton railway station fan window. There used to be two of these, but the other one was demolished. This one was restored in 2009. Got the old courthouse here, which is now home to the Buxton Brewery Cellar and the Lone Star Mexican Steakhouse and the Freemasons. This is the old Hall House. It's the oldest building in Lower Buxton, and it actually housed the Mary Queen of Scots, who visited a number of times between 1573 and 1584 for the spa. Thai food here, bloody hell. Be nice if we had some Moo Ping. Not Moo Ping. Moo Ping. No Moo Ping. They're from Thailand. Oh, there's something going on in the square here. Oh, there's actually a stage as well. Look at this.
Just wanna dance the night away with senoritas who can sway.
And that has brought me right back to where I started, at the Crescent. Now, is it worth visit the town of Buxton? I would say definitely yes. The only problem, if you're coming from Sheffield and using public transport like I am, the earliest you can get here is 11 o'clock, and the latest you can leave is 4, so it only gives you a few hours. Now when I come to a place, I like to go and have a drink and, you know, not have to rush around, which I've had to do today, so that was slightly disappointing. But the town itself is pretty beautiful, to be honest, and there's plenty to do here. There's lots and lots of art shops and galleries and little independent cafes, so it's a thumbs up from me. I would definitely say get yourself over to Buxton, spend a day there, who knows, maybe even spend a night. There's live music in some of the bars tonight, so it looks like it's all going to kick off. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this little vlog in the delightful Derbyshire town of Buxton.